I suffered severely from anxiety. I suffered in 2016 and 17 were the worst years of my life. I almost many times in those in 16 uh I would my wife would be on the way to the track. I remember one time racing at Iowa, it was an oval, and I said, I'm going to Tim Cindric, who was the team president. I'm calling him right now. I'm going up to see him. I'm stopping. I can't race. I can't race anymore. I'm done. And she'd have to talk me off the ledge. Like, look, just get in, do the first couple laps, just see how you feel. And I get in and end up doing really well. But that was many times in that season that happened. I'm like, I can't, I'd say that. I'd be like saying, well, I'm going to have to go tell him I'm done. I cannot race. I can't race anymore. I can't do this. I remember getting in the car at Pocono in 2016. I hadn't slept all night. I felt like I was having a panic attack, which makes you feel like you're on drugs because you kind of shallow breathe. I got in the car like that, like so panicked, and then went and won the race. And when I was done, I was so exhausted, but that was what I was going through. I remember at the end of 17, I said to Liz, my wife, said, unless I can take care of this, which is the anxiety, I have to stop. I can't do it. I said that to her in the off season. Unless there is a way for me to get over this or work out a way, because I can't handle this pain anymore. It's too much. It's like getting up and having to speak in front of thousands of people for the first time in your life ever, but you have that all the time. That's the sort of anxiety. It's worse than that. Worse than having just like your worst fear you're having to do or something, like you're having to go do something ridiculous, like walk across a wire on a building or something. That's the sort of anxiety I had. And but I worked it out in that off season. I got in 18 was better. It was better. A lot of
How?
meditation.
How
I
did you work your way through it?
Yeah, a lot of mental training, learning how to block stuff out. Um, uh, I work with Jacques Dallaire, which I had done for a while, and got so good at meditating. This is what made me really good at meditating. Got so good at meditating because my anxiety trigger was so strong. If I'm sitting there meditating and my mind went 1/10 of a second forward or backwards, it was just on. It's like having a needle stuck in you every time. If you're meditating, right, you got to be 100% in the minute. You're just witnessing the breath, right? So if I went like 1/10, if my mind went anywhere but the breath, just like that strike of anxiety that I had so strong for so many years, it just built up such a strong reaction to it that it made me really good at meditating, because I had a trigger that would tell me immediately if I was not in the moment, if I was 100% not in the moment. I got so good at that. I got so good at breathing myself to sleep. I got so good at all that stuff because I had to, and then just got better at it. Mentally, made me very mentally strong in a lot of respects to have to deal with that, and then just that trigger slowly just dissipates, and then you don't have it anymore, and you can't even remember how it was when you had it. It's so gone. If you every now and then you get it back, but and then you go, oh yeah, this again. But yeah, I actually gained so much respect through those, particularly in 16, 17, for people with mental illness, because it sucks. There's no hiding from it. It's right there, and you can't do anything, go anywhere. There's no way to get away with it. You can't fall asleep. You can't. It's just the worst. Like, people who grapple with that every day, rock stars. People who live with it, because it is bloody tough, bloody tough.
I appreciate the depth of your explanation, because it's often role models that people look up to when they're struggling, like the rest of us, with anxiety or tension in their life. That when people like you that have a platform talk about it, it makes other people
Yeah.
think. In all seriousness, they think, well, geez, bloody Will Power drives at 350 kilometers an hour around a racetrack, and if he feels like that, then I can acknowledge that I feel like that and can go and get some help. So I appreciate your honesty in relation
Yeah.
to that, mate.
Yeah. I think the key thing is to know that in the worst time you feel like it's never going to end. You feel that way, but it does.
Hey guys, Howie here. Thank you so much for watching the Howie Games YouTube channel. We appreciate your support. Now, if you want to hear the full podcast, you can just click on the link directly below. If you want to subscribe to the YouTube channel, which would be fantastic, bang, click right there. And if you want to see more clips, highlights and updates from the Howie Games, just go that way. Thanks so much. As always, take it easy and peace and love.